Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are fine and safe. Today we will do chapter 10, water. Students, do you know water is very precious and we all cannot live without water. Without water, plants and animals, they cannot live. So it means all the living beings, whether they are plants or animals, they live with the help of water. They need water to live. Students, do you know, on our earth, approximate 29% of land is present and nearly 70% of water is present on the earth. It means 70% of earth is covered by water. You can see the blue portion. So this blue portion shows the presence of water and nearly 29% is land part. So if we go in space and we see the earth, it looks like a blue ball. It looks blue because its major part is covered with water. So it appears blue. Students, you know that we use water for drinking. Besides drinking, we use water for another purposes also, like for bathing, washing the clothes, washing the utensils in the kitchen, and for gardening. We plant the water daily. And in cooking, we also use the water for cooking the food. So these are the various uses which we use. Student, do you know water is present in different form on our earth? The major part of water is present in the ocean. 97%, nearly 97% of water is present in the ocean. And in glaciers, snow, it is present nearly about 1.7%. And ground level water is the water that is present under the ground. It is less than 1%. And in lakes, rivers and swamps, it is present nearly about 0.025%. It means very less fresh water is available to us. Student, do you know, nearly the fresh water is present on our earth is present in the form of rivers, lakes and the water in the ponds. So in the river, the water comes from the Himalaya region. The ice melts and after melting of ice, it changes into water and that water flows down from the hills and comes down to the rivers. And this pressure water is very less in amount, and so we have very less amount of potable water. Potable water means the water that we use for drinking and for doing other activities. Student, you know the major water is present in the sea, and this water is hard water, and sea water is, you know, saline water. It has salt dissolved in it. So it is hard water and it is not fit for drinking or washing or doing any work. So you can see we have very less amount of fresh water which is present in river, lake and pond. We have mainly we have sea water. Student, now we come to our next topic, sources of water. Student, do you know we have different sources of water on our earth? I have told you that ocean, river, ponds, lakes, wells, tube wells, all these are the different sources. But major source of water is rain. So now we come to another different sources of water. Here you can see tap water that comes from the reservoir area, and this is the sea water. Next is pond, and here you can see well. In well, the water comes by digging the wells and underground water that comes to the well. And hand pump, in this also the water comes as underground water. When we pump the handle, then what happens? Due to pressure, the underground water that comes out. And in the rivers, you can see in the river the water comes after melting of ice. So all these are the different sources of water. Except sea water, all are fresh water. Sea water is the hard water, or we can say saline water, which is not used for drinking or other purposes. Here you can see these are also different pictures. It is a well, and in this you can say the clouds are formed, and from the cloud rain is formed, and upper one is the lake. So student, do you know the water that comes to our house that comes from the river or the lakes or the canals. And first of all, the water from these sources that is drawn to reservoir. Reservoir is the area where this water is collected, or where this water is treated to remove the impurities from the water, to remove the dirty particles from the water. Then this clean water is supplied to huge tanks, big tanks, from where it is supplied to our houses through pipeline. So all this work is done by municipality. In each city, municipality is there, and it is the work of municipality to supply potable water, clean water to all of us. Now we come to water cycle. Student, do you know, in nature, due to heat of the sun, the water gets evaporated. The vapors are formed from the river, sea, ponds, etc. Continuously, due to heat of the sun, water gets evaporated. So here you can see the red color arrows in the upward direction. These are vapors, and evaporation process is going on. And after evaporation, what happens? The clouds are formed. You can see here white color clouds are formed, and the wind carry these clouds. On going up, these water vapor, they get condenses. Condenses means the vapor changes into the liquid droplet. Student, do you know, on height the temperature is less. That's why we go to hill stations during summer season. You know, their weather is very pleasant, or there very less temperature, and in winter you can see snowfall there. So here also these vapors, they go high, they get cooled down, and after cooling they get condensed. Condensed means the vapor changes into liquid state. Now these small drops, they join together to form big drops, and when the wind is not able to carry them, when they become so heavy, when the drops become so heavy, then they come down to the earth in the form of rain, right? And after rain, this water again flows to the rivers, to the ponds or canals, and some water that goes to underground, that seeps into the ground, and it becomes underground water. But sometimes these drops, these clouds, they go to the hill stations or very cool area. Then these water drops, they get freezes. Then these water drops get freeze. वो freeze होने के बाद, then what happens? They come down in the form of snow on the mountain area, in the hilly area, right? So it means when water drops, they get freezes in the cloud, then they come down to the earth in the form of snow. And you can see the snow in the hilly areas in the winter season. So in this you can see after rain or after snow, again melting of snow, this water comes back to rivers. So it means a cycle is formed, because this cycle continuous and it occurs again and again, it is repeated. So this is called water cycle. Rivers to the air, air to the clouds, clouds to rain, and rain to the ground, and from ground to the rivers. So it means a cycle is formed and it is repeated. That's why it is called water cycle. Now we come to next topic, uses of water. Students, do you know what are the uses of water? I have told you earlier that beside drinking, the major use of water is it is used for drinking. We cannot live without water for a single day. But without food we can live for many days, but without water we cannot live. So we can say the water is used for drinking, for washing, for bathing, and for brushing the teeth. It is also used for cooking the food, and water is used to water the plants. It means farmers also use the water for agricultural purposes in their field. Student, do you know water is also used by the plants to make their food? Plants need air, water, sunlight to make their food. Student, do you know there are few plants that can grow in water, and those plants are called aquatic plants. There are some animals also who live in water, like fish, whales, dolphins, turtles, tortoise, crabs, and starfish, etc. So there are some aquatic animals who live in water. They cannot live on land. If we will take out, they will die. So so they live in water. Student, do you know water is also used to produce electricity? In dams, water is stored and it is allowed to fall from a height. Water is allowed to fall from a height, and then water falls on the turbines, and turbines move and it produces electricity, and this electricity is supplied to factories and our homes. So in this way we can say water has a lots of uses. Without water we cannot imagine to live. So our next topic is shortage of water. Student, if water shortage occur, then what will happen? We will get a lot of problem. So what is called shortage of water? When the supply of water cannot meet the requirement of the people. When the supply of water cannot meet the requirement of water of the people, it is called shortage of water. When people do not get sufficient amount of water to fulfill their daily routine activities, then we can say that condition is called shortage of water. And this shortage of water occurs due to many reasons. The first reason is overpopulation. Overpopulation means increasing population. The increase in the population of the country is the main reason. Student, do you know our population is increasing day by day? So as the number of people are increasing, they also need water, but the sources of water are fixed. That's why we feel shortage of water. Next, when the sources of water dry due to sunlight, you know our earth temperature is raising day by day, and due to heat of the sun, our sources, water from the sources, it get evaporated, and sometime in some area there is less or no rain, which gives to water shortage in that area, and also drought condition appear. You can see in this picture the cracks appear, the earth becomes so dry and cracks appear in the earth. Also we are also responsible for wastage of water. Here you can see the water from this tap is leaking and nobody is taking care about this. We can see such type of scenes in our home and in our surrounding, where we people do not bother about the wastage of water. So if we will not be alert, then what will happen? The water, we will face shortage of water, and our life will become very in trouble. So what's our duty? We should save water. If we will save water, only then we can save our lives. So what we can do to save our life? First of all, we must use bucket and mug for bathing. We should not use shower. If we use shower, we should minimize the use of shower for less time. Secondly, if we want to wash the clothes in washing machine, then we can wash the clothes only when the machine is fully loaded. When it is fully loaded. And third, water should be saved when we wash the vegetable and fruit by keeping in a vessel, not under the running tap water, right? And we should clean our house by using bucket and mug. We should not clean our house with the help of pipe, because it may cause the loss of water. Also during brushing we should turn off the tap, and leaking pipes, they should be repaired time to time. Also what we should do, the waste water of RO, that water we should not throw. That water we can use to wash our cars and bikes and to clean our floor. And we should do rain harvesting also. When rain occurs, we should collect that rain water in buckets, and we can use that water to water the plants as well as other household work. So by adopting these methods, we can save water. Now we will come to our next topic, conserving or storing water. As from the name is clear, conserving means saving saving and storing water. When rain occurs, we should not waste that water. We should not allow to go that water in the seaways, in the drains. We should conserve that water. So, what are the means? What are the ways by which we can conserve and store water? By doing rainwater harvesting. So, students, here you can see this house has rain harvesting system. What happens in this process? When the rain occurs, the rainwater is collected in the roofs and then it is transferred on the ground by means of pipelines. And in the ground there is a large tank and that rainwater stored in the large tank. After this rainwater is filtered and then it is taken in use. Students, even there can be underground tanks to store rainwater so that we can use that water for the long term in the future. By doing this, we cannot waste rainwater. We can save it so that we can't get the shortage of water. Students, cleaning of water. Our next topic is cleaning of water, means how we can clean the water, how the water that comes to our houses, how this water comes, what the municipality do. Student, do you know the water that we get in our houses is cleaned in water treatment plant. This clean water is stored in large tank, and when it is kept in the large tank, it is allowed to have sunlight. The sunlight kill all the germs present in the water. From this tank, then this water is filtered, and after filtration, this tank is allowed to go to another tank in which chlorine gas or any disinfectant is added to kill the remaining germs present in the water. Then after again filtration through the pipelines, it is supplied to our houses. So you can see this is the treatment plant of water. After the treatment of water, the water is sent in our houses. So it's the duty of municipality. Also, we use certain things to purify water at our home. Some people, they boil the water before drinking. By boiling the water, all the germs present in the water, they get killed. So it is quite safe and easy way to kill the germs. Another method that most of the people use nowadays is they use water purifier at home or water filters. Electric water filters are nowadays AquaGuard, AquaFresh, a number of electric water purifiers are there, and we are using them to purify the water. So it is very essential to use clean water. If we use dirty water, then it will cause many diseases in us. So students, what's our duty? Our duty is to conserve water. If we conserve water only, then the life will be conserved. So students, with this I end up my video. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day, students.